Yo, what's up, G-Fam? Welcome back to a new video. Today, we're gonna react again. But before we start, how was y'all day? I hope your day was good. My day is good, and we're going to record again. So yeah, today we're gonna react to Unavoidable male Canon events because yeah, we got those. Let's get by OneCloud9. Let's get right into it.
Male Canon events. First up, fumbling a 10 out of 10. You know, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the worst ones in my opinion. Reason why we've all been through this. There's always been that one girl that you thought you had in the bag. She's fine, beautiful, gorgeous. I mean, in your mind, she goes band for band with SZA, Lotto, and Ruby Rose. Like, you feel me? If for some wild reason you think you actually have a chance with that girl, you try to get her, and you're doing good, and then randomly one day she just goes. And for the rest of that week, you're just contemplating, scrolling through your texts, looking at what you could possibly have done wrong, thinking maybe she forgot about the text, maybe you said a weird joke, or just something random, just whatever your brain can imagine for her to actually ghost you, because of course it's not just you. Well, nigga, hate to break it to you, she likes a guy and it's not you. Game is game. And the worst part about it is that oftentimes the next week she ends up hard launching with her new man, and when you see him, it's somebody you don't even think is better than you. Well, brother, hate to break it to you, but he is. And then when they eventually break up, you're gonna be right back on her feet begging for her to take you back. But before that, you will go through the I hate that bitch phase. After every man goes through a heartbreak, they always hate the girl for a little bit. It's inevitable. Every single bad thing that you've noticed and garnered about her in the past couple of years, it just kind of comes flowing back into your brain in one rushing, angry moment until it eventually boils over and you realize you don't really hate her. You're just sad that she's gone. But you still go through the phase, though. Then you get sad and you're a little bit depressed and you're wondering why it didn't work out. Maybe you'll never find love again. Maybe something else won't happen. I don't know.
Then you'll be like, screw this, man. I don't need no girl, bro. Like, nah, I'm never going through that again. I'm never gonna be a lover boy again.
You just stress. But usually you end up doing all of this stressing late at night. Which leads you to the third male Canon event. 3 a.m. motivational workout. I can speak for all of us. We've all been through. Whether it was a breakup or a heartbreak, or maybe you just realized you're a bum. You went through that phase where you thought at 3 a.m. in the morning you was gonna change the world. You started doing push-ups, started watching David Goggins videos, and you're up all night feeling motivated and thinking that you're finna rule the world. You're finna be the most swole, chiseled, drizzled, gizzled, diggled, fadiddled, top tier man that you can be. And then you wake up after you pass out on the floor from doing all of them push-ups. Look at your surroundings, realize your room is still dirty, and then eventually come to the realization that you'll never be that guy. But you know something else that can send you into this motivational arc? Canon event number 4, going bold. I promise you, every single person watching this video has gone through this phase, and most of the time it's because of your dad. Brother, I am gonna tell you right now.
What do you mean, like, get your head shaved off by, like, your dad accompanying you and then get your head shaved off, or just generally going bald, because then it's a no?
For the first 5 years of my life, I had to be completely butt naked Michael Jordan bald, because when my dad was 28, he stopped growing hair, and ever since that day he decided that he didn't want me to grow hair either. And it was the most aggravating thing of my life, and I'm sure every single one of y'all went through that same thing. And the worst part about it is that after he allowed me to have hair, he only allowed my hair to get to a certain length, which is known as the bald phase, which most of us have gone through, especially black children. And the worst part about this is that back then, when I was growing up, the mohawk was very
yeah. Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna show a picture of me, bro. Like what my mom did to me, bro. It's evil. Okay, I'm back. Like, what is this, bro? Like, what is this? I rebuke this picture, bro. Bro. I literally look like this, bro. Like, no. My mom did me dirty, bro. Like, what is this cut, bro? What is this cut? Oh, hell no, bro. Oh, hell no. Let's get back to it.
Popping. It was during the LaMelo, Odell, Mohawk phase, and everybody and their mother wanted a Mohawk. And I wanted that so bad, but no, I couldn't get it because my dad said, and I quote, "If you get a Mohawk, you have to walk around naked everywhere because the Mohawk tribe did." Yeah, I don't know why that nigga said that. That was some fucked up shit. But basically, he was just trying to get me to be bald like him. So, hey, yeah, I guess it kind of worked. For a little bit. Now we got these. But something else that dads often made us do was help them around the house. And one thing that I know for sure that we all went through was our dads getting mad at us when we didn't hand them their tools fast enough. My brother in Christ, I
I mean, my my dad wasn't like this.
I've almost been shot, almost lost my life. Heck, I thought I had AIDS at one point. But I have never been more scared in my life than when I used to help my dad do work around the crib. Because for some reason, dads just have a big fascination with doing mechanical work around the house. And while they're actively doing this act of stupidity, most likely messing up the whole house, they decide to exert their frustrations on their kid that they told them to help. And my brother in Christ, I know every single person watching this video can relate. If you didn't hand your dad that tool as soon as he asked you to, or if you moved a tiny little bit when he asked you to shine the flashlight somewhere, the amount of anger and rage that man will exert onto your body would be scarier than meeting a polar bear in the Arctic who hasn't eaten for weeks. And honestly, I've experienced a lot of trauma from doing stuff like this. Like, the amount of trauma I've gone through from just holding tools is probably equivalent to the slaves back in the olden times. But after this, as a kid, you know, you can get pretty traumatized, scared, but also angry from what your father did. So angry that you even think about potentially fighting him. It would also be the worst mistake you ever made in your life, because he will beat your ass. Every single man in his life has thought about fighting his dad. I say fighting for a reason, because you will never beat him. I don't know what it is about fathers, but like, they will never lose to their son, period. Especially if it's fist. Like, you could be 6'5", 280. Matter of fact, you made John Jones call you his pappy. But as soon as you run into your 5'9" father, he will beat the living breaks out of you. And even though we all wanted to fight our father, we none of us have actually did it, because we knew the reality of that. I actually almost did it one time, and there's a reason why I said almost, because I realized very soon that I would get my ass absolutely blasted. I love my life way too much to ever do that to myself. Once you realize that you can't possibly beat your father, you go from fight to flight. Which leads me to thing number 6. Running away. Every man has thought about running away from home. Brother, I cannot explain to you how many times I thought about running away as a kid. The crazy part about it is I live in a 2-parent household, suburban home, live in Nashville, Tennessee, a predominantly white city. I live in the suburbs of the suburbs. You will see white people walking their dogs and kids playing in the street. I live a good life. I had a good childhood. I even went to private school. But for some reason, whenever my mom pissed me off or my dad did something I didn't want to like, I always thought about getting a big ass stick, a little red piece of cloth, tying it together, and putting all of the important stuff in my life, like the PS4, in the sack, and walking right out. I feel like this is a Canon event, not just for guys. I feel like it's everybody. We as men are the ones who are actually the closest to doing it. Because I'm not gonna lie, one time I literally started packing my bags because my mom pissed me off so much. And I was almost done doing it. I was so close to committing.
I was like, with the tears, like, 18, I'm running away, I'm going away. Like, nah, that was funny, bro.
And then I realized how badly my mom would beat my ass if I actually ran away, so I just stayed. That's what usually happens, because it's never worth the beating, because they will find you. But usually that type of stuff would happen when you get grounded. And something else you would do when you're grounded is thing number 7.
Lucky to me, my mom didn't know what grounded was.
Reading a Diary of Wimpy Kid book. I don't know why we all did this, but we all read that book in our floor whenever our parents took away our phones or our PS4s or whatever. Like, it was just Canon event to the fullest. And if you wasn't a guy, if you was a girl, you would probably read the Dork Diaries. I feel like guys also read the Big Nate books, stuff like that. It's just that same type of category genre. And I would always get those books at the Scholastic Book Fair too, bro. Cause like, nigga, whenever that boy Jeff Kinney cooked up a book, I ain't gonna lie, niggas was on they seats, on they toilet, locked into them joints. I'm not gonna lie. But something that's also tough though is number 8. Realize that you'll never go pro in the sport you love. You know, as a man, I feel like this is actually the most heartbreaking thing you can go through. Because yeah, fumbling a 10 out of 10 is bad, but there will always be more fish in the sea. With your sport though, you only really get one chance at this. And once you finally had that moment of realization that you will never go pro in your sport, whether it's basketball, football, it's truly one of the most heartbreaking things you can ever go through. I remember I was a big basketball player back in middle school, and when I got to high school, I thought it was gonna be the same thing. And then one random day, Darius Garland pulled up to my local gym, and I realized very quickly that NBA was never gonna be a reality. But I was delusional, so I thought, you know what, maybe if I really ball out my freshman year, I can get some looks. You know, I could really go crazy in a good route leading up to my senior year. Well, I was a JV bench player. And I was good too. I was averaging like 20 points a game, but the coaches just didn't mess with me. But then I thought, you know what, maybe the coaches are just, you feel me, purely hating on me, which they were. But then I thought, you know what, maybe I need to transfer somewhere to get more PT. Maybe that's what I really needed. And then I realized that I was never gonna grow past the height of 5'9". Yeah, I haven't grown since freshman year. So yeah, I'm basically trying to say I'm fried. But every man has to realize they're just a regular guy. Just because every motivational speaker tells you that you can do whatever you want in this life doesn't mean
Isn't always, yeah.
I'm just keeping it real, because I'm sorry sorry, buddy. If you're 5'4" and you're trying to be an NBA basketball player in this economy, in this league, I'm gonna be honest, brother. We have women.
I mean, look at the guy from the Grizzlies, right? Hakura, I don't know his name, bro. Yuki was his name, I think.
He's playing point guard, bro. You're not Muggsy Bogues, bro. Another
Muggsy Bogues, yeah.
That we've all been through. Realizing that you're in the friend zone. And I don't care who you think you is. We've all been in this category. As a guy, we've all thought once, if we were a good enough friend to a girl, that she would eventually crack and decide to settle down with us. But another canon event that we've all been through is realizing that that's not how life works. As a matter of fact, she actually knows that you like her, yet she doesn't care and she'll still use you for free car rides, free money, free food, and free attention. This is one of the toughest realities we have to learn as a man, but every man has to go through it. I remember I was 13 and there was this girl I liked and she broke her foot. So I offered literally carry her around the school because we were just good friends. She actually ended up getting pregnant by another guy at 13, but that's a different story. But another pain that we all have to go through is going to the bathroom in a public setting and not knowing the urinal rule. And every single guy watching this video knows exactly what I'm talking about. I remember as a kid, I was at my school, and it was like a student-teacher day or whatever, I don't know. And for some reason, the parents were on campus. And I walked into the bathroom, and there was a grown-ass man using the left urinal. And the middle and right one were open. And according to the urinal rule, if there are 3 urinals, you have to use the left, you have to use the right, and it's the center one, so only one available, you wait your turn. Unless they have blockers or binders where you don't gotta see another man's pee. But as a kid, I didn't know that, so I ended up using the middle one right beside him. And I remember to this day, the look that this man gave me was a look of absolute disgust. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as he got done pissing, turned to me, patted me on the back, and said, "Son, heads up, whenever you use the bathroom, you never piss right beside another man." I've never seen that man ever again, but I thank that man for truly changing my life. But this is one of those rules that once you learn it, never forget it, or else niggas will clown you. Something else that we've all been through in the bathroom, though, is being around that one kid who decides to just pull down his whole pants just to take a little piss in the urinal back in elementary school. And oh, brother, this one was horrible. Usually, it will be the special ed kids, but at the same time, it's like, brother, please have some common sense. That's such a great statement. And usually, they would be farting too, and they would just stink. But at the same time, we've all done it when we was younger, and then we had a grown man walk into the bathroom and instruct us to never do that again, and then we changed our ways. Something that we haven't changed as guys is number 11 or 12, I don't know at this point. Putting your hands in your pants for warmth on an ice cold freezing day. This one I know we've all done. I'm actually doing it right now. I'm not gonna lie. And no matter if you want to be honest or deny it, we've all done it. Let's just keep it real. It's amazing. It's one of the most sensational feelings ever. You get to put your hand next to life. It's amazing. I don't know. It's just vibey. Here's the thing with this though. You gotta be very careful where you do this act, because doing it while nobody's around is cool, but if you're in a crowded room space and you just got your hands in your pants, like, brother, who raised you? That's where the creep allegations come in, and you don't want that. They don't understand, but at the same time, let be classy. But speaking of balls, the next canon event that we've all been through is chilling around the house playing GTA or Fortnite or something.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of a sudden, randomly, you just feel a sharp pain in your balls, and you just start clenching them. You start grabbing them. You start praying to God because you think that you'll never have kids again. You start wondering if you have cancer, or maybe you got an STD, or maybe if you...
I mean, I feel it in my heart sometimes, but not in my heart, bro.
Too much. I don't know what you did. And then after it goes away, you immediately get on your knees and pray to God, promising him you would never jerk off again if he heals your pain. And then 3 nights later, you end up jerking off again. But hey, game is good. But after you goon, you get a negative feeling. You feel shame. You promise to God you will never do it again, yet you feel defeated. See, this right here is what we call post-nut clarity, which is the next canon event and probably the most popular one, because the only time that you won't feel this is after the first one you do. Back when you were most likely younger, which is sick, honestly. It's sad that so many little kids are gooning, but it's whatever, I guess. And after that first goon, you felt alive. You felt like you just discovered the greatest thing on earth. Then after that second one, you really quickly realized that you just formed and started an addiction that you will be very lucky to get out of. There's downhill, and you just keep on getting more downhill until you eventually stop and become a better human being, which a lot of y'all haven't done. Let's just keep it real. At the same time, though, you will never escape post-nut clarity, even though I had one homie who did it like 10 times a day, and apparently he just stopped having it, but he also looked very depressed, so I think he just had it permanently. You already know what I'm finna say, though. Game is game, jizzle is jizzle, and don't fiddle your pickle. Let's get to it. But it's a part of being a man, and game is game, and That's just how life is. When you retain that, though, you will get superpowers. Powers that would never be feasible to the average gooning man. And you do that as soon as you get into the next canon event, aka semen retention. Every single man has gone through this. I don't care what y'all say.
What does it mean?
Semen retention. We thought that by holding our seed, we would turn into spiritual soul or something. But in all reality, you kind of do. I'm not gonna lie. You kind of get superpowers. You feel like you can move mountains, start thinking more clearly, you start getting more ideas. There's really no negative to holding your seed. And then we eventually all fail. But at the same time, we keep on going. But the first time you go...
But is it bad for you? I don't know. Is it bad for you? I don't know.
Go on this path, you think you're a superior human being, though. You think you're better than everybody because you can hold your seed, and you call all of the regular 1 to 2 time a week gooners peasants in your eyes. You think they're just weak, inferior beings, and that's just how you will think until you eventually become one of them again. Game is game. But the last canon event I want to talk about is video games falling off as you get older. This one's more of a maturity thing. As you get older, I don't know if it's just me.
I just think it's because life is happening, bro. When you get older, life's gonna happen. You gotta work, you got hobbies, other things and stuff like that, and your boys too. Like, then you can't play again with the boys, bro. Because back in the day, we had the boys. We played GTA. We played NBA 2K, Naruto, Shinobi Striker, bro. All those elite games, bro. But yeah, life happened.
But like, video games just aren't as fun anymore. Like, the only games I play now is NCAA, and it's really just to cool down or just to beat my friends. I'm not gonna lie, I can't get immersed in a game nowadays like I did back when I was younger. Maybe it's because
for me it's anime, bro. Like, I used to watch 24 episodes, 30 episodes in one day, one sitting. But now I can't even watch one episode.
have responsibilities, or maybe it's just because games fell off. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of sad. Hopefully GTA 6 can bring that back out of me, but so then we will see. But I feel like every man kind of goes through this, and if you didn't, shouts out to you. But hey, go ahead and tell me anything I missed. If you like this video, go tap into my streams.
Anyways, so yeah, tell me what your thoughts are on the male canon events. And yeah, like I said before, bro, it's for me, it's mostly the video games. Like, I love gaming, and yeah, having no friends to game with is kind of sad. You know what I mean? Not sad in like the depressing part, but like that you're alone and can't enjoy like what you used to with your friends. You know. But hey, life is life. Maybe when you get older, you can, like when you have free time again, you can. So yeah. Anyways, we're at the end of the video. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. May God bless y'all. Amen. And I'll see y'all to the next video. Later.